there's a part of our lives that is missing, and that is the great songs that were written by some of the greatest composers in the world, and I was very lucky to know them, namely Mr. Cole Porter. You know that name? Mr. Irving Berlin, Johnny Mercer, and Mr. Harry Warren. A little light there, huh? Could you tell me a song that Harry Warren wrote? Could anyone in the audience? No? Okay. Did you ever hear of a song called 42nd Street? Harry Warren wrote that. Did you ever hear of a song called Lullaby Broadway? Harry Warren wrote that. Did you ever hear of a song called You're My Everything? Harry Warren wrote that. Harry Warren was known as the genius of motion pictures in Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, greater talent I have never known in the music business, and I was very lucky to know him. Harry Warren goes under the name of Salvatore Guaragno. Sounds Italian, doesn't it? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, all of these wonderful songs that they have written, they're gone. Why did they take this music away from us? Why? It never hurt anybody. It never did any wrong, did it? All those beautiful, wonderful songs, that's gone. And for the past 50 years, you very seldom hear it on radio, television, hey, films, what? Broadway has gone down the tube. There isn't anyone that writes in that level anymore, and all those people are gone. And our youngsters, what are they listening to? They're listening to the radio, Mannaja radio. And that's all. It's not the children's fault that they know that kind of thing, because that's all they play on radio. And then you listen to what you hear on radio. Of course, I don't. There was a man by the name of Will Rogers who said, I have no respect for anyone who's too lazy to turn the dial off. So I'm here tonight to sort of refresh my memory of all of the songs that I heard when I started in this business when I was 7 years old. I was selling newspapers, and I wasn't doing too well in the newspaper business. So I figured, well, maybe if I sing them a song, I can sell some newspapers. And that's what I did. People would come with me, and if they bought a paper, I'd start singing. And I'd start singing these songs, and you know, I was the biggest newspaper seller at 4 feet tall than the whole paper industry. I was almost in business, singing songs. And one day I sang to a gentleman, and he said, you know, you sing well. And I said, oh, thank you. Thank you. My father would be very happy to hear that. He said, well, I have a theater here in Fresno, California, and every Friday night is amateur night. And would you like to come and sing at my theater? I said, love it. I would. I really. He said, well, you'll have to get a working permit. I didn't know what that was. And so I said, well, I'll try. And I sang at his theater, and right next door to the theater was a produce market. And when the people would come in, they stop at the produce market and get all of the rotten fruit and the rotten vegetables. It's coming to you, isn't it? And the people went on stage and having their night, and whammo, and this-o, and that-o. And I'll tell you something, I walked on the stage when they introduced me with my guitar. That was my shield. Wow. Anyway, I sang and won first prize. $5. $5. When I got home, my father and mother says, "Ma, where you get it, the $5?" I sang in songs, and they couldn't believe that I could sing and make that kind of money. That was the start of me in show business. That was 73 years ago. Ma'am, a glass of water or something? Usually they say that the drinks are on the house. Through the years, ladies and gentlemen, I've worked in many nightclubs, which we call saloons. And in saloons, you sing certain songs that people request. And here are some of the saloon songs that I did. You may remember. Let's see, like pack up all my care and woe, here I go, singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird, do there's somebody waits for me, sugar is sweet, so sweet. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one here can love or understand me. All them hard luck stories, they all try to hand me. Make my bed and light how rise late tonight. Oh, blackbird, bye-bye. It had to be you. Yes, it had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who could make me be true. Yes, even blue. He'd be glad, I'd be sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never leave me, might never be cross, try to be cross, but they would not do. For nobody else gave me that thrill with all your calls side I can see you looking swell, baby. Diamond bracelets will work, does not sell. Holy baby, yeah, that lucky day. You know darn well, baby, I can't give you anything. Can't give you anything. Can't give you anything but love, but love, but love, 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 love. Ah. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. How about that song? Oh my goodness. Well, good night, folks.
Joey, I got a surprise for you.
Thank you. Yeah,
There's a gentleman sitting right here.
right.
His name is Romano. Would you please stand? We saw you 50 years ago. Bravo.
You saw me 50 years ago?
No way.
Oh, you poor
Let's hear it
fellow.
for him.
50 years ago in Hawaii. I remember the show we did there in the bowl. At the bowl there in Hawaii. There were 100,000 men. One of the biggest shows we ever did. And I want to tell you, I could not believe, here is Francis Langford, Jerry Colonna, Bob, and myself, and walking in front of 100,000 people, and this was the orchestra. Thank you for remembering. Thank you. When I joined Bob Hope, which is 1942, he called me and said, "Are you fat?" And I said, "Who is this?" He said, "This is Roberta." I said, "Roberta?" He said, "Yeah, Roberta Hope." He said, you know me." I said, yes, I met you in 1937 on the Dick Powell show. And he said, "Yeah, I remember you sang, you played guitar and everything." He said, "Well, I'm taking a troupe to Alaska in the Aleutian Islands." I said, "Wait a minute, Bob." I went over and I checked my refrigerator. I went back to the phone. I said, "I still have enough ice cubes. I don't want to go." Anyway, he said, "Come over to the studio just for a couple of weeks and we'll entertain the GIs in Alaska and the Aleutian Islands." And I went to the studio and immediately they snapped a photo of me. Can you turn this microphone up a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, because I like to be heard in Canarsie. You know where that is? You don't know what Canarsie is in New Jersey? Come on. Anyway, that was supposed to be for 2 weeks. And I joined a group that they call the Four Gypsies: Bob Hope, Francis Lambert, Jerry, and George Trutley. And we went on our way to Alaska, we flew, yes, we did fly, it was a plane. On the way, Bob, I was sitting next to Bob, and he said, "Tony," said, "I tell you what we're going to do in the show. We want to do a bit where I did in Princess in the Park, one of his films." And I said, "I'm sorry, Bob, but I didn't see it." He said, "Oh." Well, he went on talking, and he mentioned another film of his, and I said, "Sorry, Bob, I didn't see it." And this went on 4 or 5 times, and I said, "Sorry, Bob, I didn't see it." He said, "Excuse me." He got up, reached over in the storage compartment, grabbed a parachute, dropped it on my lap, and said, jump. We landed in Alaska, did our shows there, came back to the United States. Remember, Alaska was not a state at the time, not in the Union, right? So we went back to Seattle, Washington, did the Pepsodent show. You hear that, Bob? I said Pepsodent. Anyway, did the show, then went back to the Aleutian Islands. Has anybody here been to the Aleutian Islands?
Yes, sir. All right.
You have. They called it the chain. Is that right?
Okay.
In those days, they called it the chain. And the GIs hoped that somebody would pull it.
Boy, they'd agree to
And-
a little box.
You're so right. And how about the tundra there? The tundra there is no stage, no microphone, no nothing, just a guitar, and I'm in front of maybe 600, 800 guys. And I noticed while I was singing the song, the guys started getting taller. And I kept on singing, and they were getting taller. And thank God I was playing my guitar while I was singing, and it stopped. It stopped me from going all the way under. And I looked at the guys, and I said, "Help!" And they were all laughing, and they pulled me out. And Bob looked at me and said, "Gee, Tony, I always liked your singing." And here's the song I did. She gets hungry for dinner at 8. She loves a girl. She doesn't show late. She never bothers with people she hates. That's why she's a tramp. She won't go to crack games with barons and earls. She won't go to Harlem in diamonds and pearls. She won't dish the dirt with the rest of the girls. That is why, that is why, that is why, that is why she's a tramp. She loves that free, fresh wind in her hair. Life without care. I'm broke and that's all. She hates California. It's cold and it's damp. That's why the lady is a tramp. She gets hungry for dinner at 8. Everybody dance. She loves theater, but she doesn't show it with people that she hates. That is why, that is why, that is why, that is why she she won't go to crack games with barons and earls. Won't go to Harlem in diamonds and pearls. She won't dish the dirt with the rest of those girls. That is why she's a tramp. When she invites me to the Rancho Club to dine, I say, that's so fine. Where is my Chianti wine? It's California, cold and it's damp. That's why that lady, that was sugaring a lady. That's why the lady is a tramp. Ah! You have no surprise. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Water! What? Uh-huh.
I got another guess for you, brother.
You have another guess for me.
You remember that Italian item in the South Seas? What was it called?
New Guinea. You're gonna catch me, right?
Oh, yeah.
This fine gentleman right here, John Osgood, Saw you in New Guinea about 45, 60 years ago, 50 years ago.
My goodness. Nice to see you. Yeah, stand up, take a bow. Right. I mean, I want to see what New Guinea left of you. Good to see.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wow.
I'll never forget it. The troops were all on the side hill up there. There was,
Yeah.
You know, the whole base was, I know, there.
Oh, my goodness.
The troops put on a show that raised the morale.
The troops were the greatest audience in all the world. I remember one island that I think it was known for. And Bob introduced me, and I turned around. After he introduced me, I said, "Thank you, Dad." Well, you never heard a laugh like that in your life. He started to walk off the truck that we were on, and he looked at me. I said, "Thank you, Dad." And I got another laugh. And he just sneered at me. He just, ooh, he was so mad. He just, ooh, I'll get you. I thought maybe I'd have to ride on the outside of the plane. Anyway, that went on and on and on for years. We were playing the auditorium, Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles. And it's a big stage, and he introduced me, and he says, "Tony Romano is our guy, traveled millions of miles with me," and on and on. I got to the microphone, and as he started to walk off, I said, "Thank you, Dad." Well, the audience screamed. They thought it was wonderful. He got halfway off the stage, and he turned around, and with that walk of his, and I knew I was in for trouble. He grabbed the microphone, and he said, "What? Hey, boy, what did you say?" And I said, "Thank you, Dad." And he grabbed the microphone and he said, "I forgot to tell you, I never married." It was wonderful, wonderful. Another time playing on one of the islands, he introduced me, and I was singing a song, some song, and I heard a shot. And I looked at all the guys and said, "Call me a cab, I'm leaving." After the show, Bob told me, "Tony, you don't know what happened." He says, "In the back row, a GI saw a Jap in a tree. He saw him up in the tree, and he says, and he shot him." I said, "Bob, I don't think it happened that way. I think the Jap saw our show and he shot himself." You little snot. Oh, he was so wonderful. And you know, day after tomorrow will be his 93rd birthday. And Bob, I'm sorry you're not here, but I'm going to come over and see you at your home if the price is still the same. Happy birthday, and well, we'll go into a little more of that after we do a couple more songs. Another composer that comes to mind, ladies and gentlemen, is Maury Amsterdam. Ladies and gentlemen, Maury Amsterdam and I have been friends, or more than friends, brotherly. He raised me to, if there's anything good that I do, Maury saw that I did it, and I can't ever forget the wonderful memories Chi-Chi, so-and-so. Maury Anson, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Maury, Maury,
Thank you, that concludes our show.
ah!
I want to tell you I've enjoyed every hour of it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I did the long arrangements.
Well, I've really known Tony since he's 12 years old, and I must admit you're still just as smart. Speaking of being smart, I guess you heard the good news and the bad news. Well, the good news is that they have found Adolf Hitler alive. Did you know that? And he's going to be responsible for all the atrocities.
Really?
And the bad news is
Yeah.
the trial is going to be held in Los Angeles. Oh, I come up with all the latest news. You hear about the 2 elephants in the jungle, and a naked native guy runs by, and the one elephant says to the other, I don't know how he can drink with that thing. Joke number three. Fellow runs from the doctor's office and says, Doctor, I don't know what's the matter with me. I can't hold my water. What should I do? The doctor says, get off my carpet. I want to hear you sing, too. One thing you forgot to mention,